like they matter. Can you talk about that a little bit, please?
You'd think that's an easy one. You know, if you met most people and you said, should you treat people like they matter? Very few people would say no. Everyone would say, absolutely, and I do it every day.
Right.
But the reality is we're not. We are so caught up in our own agenda, and we don't understand that it's our agenda. So most of my strategies for the folks I work with, especially organizations, is around what does it really mean to be other-focused? For example, I'm a believer that most of the things that get off course in our life are communication. We all know that. You know, the teams don't work well through communication. Our relationships don't work well over communication. But part of the problem is it's very self-focused. And while we think we're treating people like they matter, we're not. So if I can engage in a dialogue with you, and my whole goal is not for you to see my point, but to hope that you can understand my perception, that you can understand where I'm coming from, whether you agree or not. Now I'm focused on you. That's other communication, other focus. So treating people like they matter really means they become the focal point. So I can have an agenda, but the challenge is, and I preach on this a lot around relationships, if I have an agenda, the challenge is, can I interact with you in a mutually beneficial way and make sure your interests are considered when I have an agenda? It's hard. So I can have my agenda, and a lot of this is about becoming just more self-aware. So I can separate my agenda from the communication, from the interaction. So I'm always thinking about what's important to you, even if I might not be able to give it to you. In other words, you may not get it your way, but I need to be able to understand what your way is.
And even if you don't agree with it.
I could totally disagree with it. And a key ingredient to this is one that we talk about a lot, and I've embraced it almost as a life value system or a life reality, which is perception is the only reality that exists when it comes to people. So whatever you believe to be true is true until your perception changes. So my interaction with you needs to be about perceptions, not supposed facts. Most disconnects or disruption in communication is around disagreements about supposed facts. They're not facts. I talked to someone last night who just had lost a job, and we're talking about that their boss, they always had issues with their boss because the boss kept saying to them, why are you getting angry? And I kept telling them, I'm not angry. I said, yes, you were. They said, well, how do you know you weren't there? I said, because if they think you're angry, you were angry. And when you accept that, that's other-focused. That's treating people like they matter. Because I'm going to say your perception is the most important perception here. And I'm going to communicate with you and listen to you and interact with you, assuming your perception's correct. Even if I disagree, I will share mine. But I'm going to allow, and I'm going to make sure I understand your perception. That's treating people like they matter.